Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I love that little jingle that comes into the intro. It just makes me so happy. I am Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info, which maintains the most comprehensive resources for seniors, caregivers, and professionals. And every Friday at 9 o'clock, we come on here and share information and resources from our guests that you or someone you know needs to know about. And we are talking about an amazing annual event coming up just next week. So hit the like button, the share button, put your comments down below, all those fun things, because we got to get the word out, because this conference every year is truly amazing. People end up talking about it long after. So please help people know what's coming. So as you know, we are a nonprofit, and we could not bring you this information without the support of our sponsors. So a big thank you to Point 32 Health Foundation and Aetna, Oak Street Health, United Healthcare, 321 Media, England Studios, JD Solutions. It is with their support that we are able to do some of the big things that we do in getting information and resources out to people. But let me tell you, every donated dollar counts. It helps with our program. So feel free to hit the donate button if you're able. Consider volunteering and supporting our work, because we in turn are giving information and resources back out to keep you and people you know independent as they age. So today I would like to welcome my friend Annie Murphy.
Hey, Deb, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today, Annie?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on Friday Friends. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear this conference that's coming up. It's your annual conference. Please tell everybody, what is this?
Absolutely, Deb. So, Deb, the Alzheimer's Association Rhode Island chapter's 12th annual Caregivers Journey Conference is happening this next Wednesday, April 20th. At the Crowne Plaza in Warwick, Rhode Island. And this is our showcase, our labor of love for the Alzheimer's Association every year. This is a conference which we are inviting individuals who are caring for someone living with the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease or dementia to come for a full day of learning, a full day of learning about how to care and support for that person in your life that is living with this diagnosis. This conference is free for everybody who fits this bill.
I love that. And do people need to register ahead of time, or can they just come? How does that work?
You know, Deb, we really want people to register because we want to be ready for the number of people who will attend the conference. We usually have about over 800 people attending the conference. And so we want people to register. There's a couple of different things that people can do where they can access the information to learn about the full schedule and how to register for the conference. So they can go to our Alzheimer's Association Rhode Island chapter website at alz.org, and right on our main page is is access where you can register and just learn about all of the sessions and who will be presenting that day, and also who our sponsors are, who will be our exhibitors there the day of the conference. So it's a wealth of information on our website.
That is awesome. Now, what kind of things can people learn at the conference? What kind of opportunities to gather information will there be?
So one of the things that we've done this year at this conference is we're putting a focus on caregivers experience. So for each one of our sessions this year, we are actually inviting someone who's a caregiver now or who has been a caregiver in the past so that they can share their own experience being a caregiver. And that's, and with the focus on what is the session that's being presented. So this year, and again, we believe that education is power. We're really wanting people to come away from the conference with a better understanding of, the diagnosis that their loved one is experiencing. What does it look like? And one of the sessions that we're doing with Dr. Peter Schneider, it's really going to be focused on understanding the diagnostic process. So there may be some things that, your family haven't actually been through to get the best, diagnosis possible. And then what that diagnosis looks like so that, you have a better understanding. Another is, just to truly understand the environment and how that may impact your loved one's experience and what we can do as caregivers to better prepare that person for day in and day out, life. The other key, I think, important piece is that, we will be having exhibitors there. People here in the state of Rhode Island, businesses, nonprofit organizations, state agencies and organizations that provide that care and support for people here in the state, and that's such an important piece. So many times, family members don't know where to turn, and we're trying to make sure that those resources are available here at the conference so that, you can walk up to a table and say, what do you have available that's going to help me?
That is really, really important. We hear a lot about Alzheimer's. Is the conference specific to Alzheimer's, or can people attend who have maybe other types of dementia or are caring for somebody with other types of dementia?
Absolutely. And again, what people don't realize is that the Alzheimer's Association supports, not just people who are living with the diagnosis of Alzheimer's, but other dementias as well. I know we have individuals who's caring for people who have vascular disease and frontal temporal lobe who are joining us at the conference. And these resources and these workshops will pertain to, the support and care of all people living with dementia.
That's good. Is there information about whether or not Alzheimer's and related dementias is increasing or expected to increase, or is it kind of leveling off? What kind of information is out there about how many people are impacted by Alzheimer's and other related dementias?
Well, this is apropos that you're asking about this, but the Alzheimer's Association, we just put out our 2023 facts and figures. And so if, one resource that's available, if people want to go to our website at alz.org/facts and figures 2023, you can see the latest, information on, where the disease is and how many people are being affected by the disease. We will have people from the Alzheimer's Association there to answer these types of questions. And we'll have information specifically at our tables to talk about what the current facts and figures are.
It's important, I think, for folks to understand how many people are not just diagnosed with Alzheimer's and other related dementias, but how many family members and caregivers are out there, because it could be the spouse or partner that we think of as the caregiver, but then there's sort of for lack of a better term, the ancillary caregivers,
Right.
Where it could be the adult children, it could be the neighbors, it's the grandkids, it's, the community members. It's
Correct.
all of those folks that it's touching, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that we invite those ancillary caregivers is, as it's a great word for it, but, those who have been impacted by, their extended family or a key, relation that is caring for someone. So all are invited. And, we encourage that because, it takes a village, as we know, it takes a village to care for someone with these diagnoses. And the better knowledge that we have, and the better knowledge that we have of the resources that are available, we're going to be able to wrap our arms around that individual and support them.
Yeah, I recently heard, or at least not too long ago, that sometimes individuals are at their doctor's office and they're receiving that diagnosis, but not really necessarily, okay, now what? Is this conference something where individuals with dementia can come and get information for themselves for the "and now what" questions?
Absolutely. That will be touched upon at some of the sessions, and we will encourage people. I mean, this is their medical condition. This is their life that we're speaking of, and they need to be present so that they can take control and of the decisions that are being made, for their ongoing care and support. So we
That's
encourage
awesome.
that. We actually will have a special presentation actually by one of our Rhode Island chapter's advocate volunteers at the conference this year. And I'm not going to give any too much of a details, but we have someone who's living with young onset Alzheimer's disease, and she will be presenting at the conference this year. So we're really excited for this special session.
What a great teaser. Ooh, I'm curious now. So, if people want to sign up to attend, where do they go? What do they go to the CJCALZRI.com? Is that the best?
Yeah, I think, actually the best way to access it is go to our main website at alz.org/RI. And
Okay.
you're right on the front page, and that's where you will find the registration link to the conference website, where you can learn about all the presenters, learn about each of the sessions that we are having, and also, to know who's actually going to be an exhibitor at the conference. So, it could give you a chance to sort of say, hey, I want to make sure I catch, that particular exhibitor, so on and so forth. So it allows you to do some planning. And, also people have been asking, and I'll just throw this out, people are asking, will there be lunch served? And we will be serving a sit-down lunch, healthy, very healthy lunch this year. And also, since the conference is starting a little bit later this year, we will be having sort of a light, light breakfast. And so that will be available to our attendees.
Awesome. What are the hours? You had mentioned that it's all day on April 20th. So, what time should people plan to get there so that they're there without missing anything?
Absolutely. So actual registration opens at 8:30.
Okay.
And our opening remarks start at 9:45. So, that gives people plenty of time for, getting through the registration lines, getting themselves acclimated to, to the Crowne, and also to start you're visiting the exhibitor tables. So.
Yeah. And for the exhibitors, will there be organizations or businesses there that can help people get connected with, say, home and community-based services for folks who are home? Or if maybe there's a thought for, is it time for an assisted living for my loved one, or memory care or nursing home? Will those kinds of resources be there so that people can just ask questions?
Yeah, we've really made it a focus this year to make sure that there are our state, agencies. So, I'll just want to make sure that I don't forget. But Deb, two of our top sponsors this year are the Office of Healthy Aging and the Rhode Island Department of Health, and they are our presenting sponsors this year. So I must say thank you to both of them. But there will be many community-based organizations that are available. We hope to have people representing our community action programs this year. The Office of Health and Human Services, we're hoping that they will be there. And then many of our assisted and long-term care organizations will be there. So, they'll have registrants will have opportunities to talk to those organizations and businesses to, talk about their current situation with their loved one. And, here I am, but what should I be thinking about, down the road? And I think, the exhibitors will have those, have some guidance for those particular questions. So.
That's good because I think sometimes, people don't know what they don't
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and they're not always sure what to ask or where to ask. And then they get a little bit nervous that if I, approach organization, or I should say not organization, but business A is going to be so focused on making me use business A that maybe the information isn't really what I need, but it sounds good. So this is an opportunity for people to come and really talk to the different businesses as well as learning what resources the state has, right?
Yes, that is correct. And too, I think what's important is that not every organization and business is going to be represented at the conference. So this
Right.
is to give you an opportunity to truly begin assessing what your family needs are. So I think that's what's really, really important.
Absolutely. And so you said that the registration starts, I think I wrote it down here at 8:30 and the actual speaking is at 9:45.
That is correct. Yeah.
So if there's someone watching today and maybe they know someone who would really benefit from attending this, but that person isn't maybe tech savvy to go online and register, is it possible for people to walk in and register that same day? Can they just come?
I mean, we encourage them not to, but it's happened. What it does is, as anybody knows, when you're organizing a large event like this, we use these numbers. We use our registration numbers to for food count, and there are fire regulations, and how many people we can actually have in the Plaza space. So we encourage you guys to register as to register, and we anybody can reach me at the Rhode Island chapter's office, and I'm going to give you that local number, and that telephone number is 401-421-0008. And if you find out the day of the conference, the day before the conference, that and you want to attend, just give us a call and we'll get you registered.
That's
We'll make
good.
sure that we know that you're coming. So I mean, it
And
always
that totally it makes sense, especially if, it's something that you have to put in a food order and things like that. If you have people showing up at the last minute,
right.
that makes it a little challenging.
It does. It does. And but we try to make it work for everybody who wishes to attend.
That is awesome. And so it's April 20th. It's all day. If people can't stay all day, are there like breaks in between so that if somebody, maybe they're a caregiver and they can't leave their loved one home unattended for the whole day, is it segmented into sessions that they can pop in? Good.
Yeah. So we have, during each of the breakout times, we actually ask that attendees choose which session they'd like to attend, and they'll do that through our registration platform. And so once you get into the platform, you will see what I'm talking about, but you do need to choose each a session during each time. So
That is awesome. And breakfast or some kind of late breakfast and lunch, that is a lot going on all in one day. But judging from the previous years and the comments, it's going to be amazing.
yeah, we're very proud of this conference. Like I said, right from the beginning, this is truly a labor of love from the Alzheimer's chapter, from the Rhode Island chapter. And one thing I do want people to know, if who's listening today, but there are still sponsorship opportunities to be part of the conference that day. So you can still go to the website at alz.org/RI. Go to the conference website and you'll see an opportunity to learn more about sponsorship opportunities and being part of the conference that day.
And if somebody wanted to sponsor in memory of a loved one that lost the fight against Alzheimer's, is that possible too?
I think what I would ask that they do, if that's something that they're interested, just give us a call at the chapter office and we can talk to them about, that kind of memorial or, donation opportunity. And we'll see what we can do. But
Awesome.
we're always, thankful if individuals are, interested in, sponsoring or donating to the Alzheimer's Association in memory of memory of a loved one, or just, in honor of somebody. So we appreciate that very much.
Awesome. And tell everybody again, Annie, because this is an amazing event.
So the Alzheimer's Association's Rhode Island chapter's 12th annual Caregivers Journey Conference is taking place Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Registration is open, and we're excited to put this on for our Rhode Island families. So thank you.
Thank you, Annie, because this is going to be a great event. Thank you so much. I know you've got 1,001 things that you're trying to get together here, and as it's like sliding into the final moments. This is awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today.
All right. Thanks, Deb. Appreciate it.
It's going to be a great conference. Let me tell you, every year after the conference, people talk about it and they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed it. Don't be the one who says, oh my gosh, I'm sorry I missed it. Take the time and sign up, register, and attend, because the amount of information and resources that comes in this conference is phenomenal. So you don't want to miss it. I look forward to seeing you all next week at the conference, and of course again for Friday Friends. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.